project outwards into the airwaves and of modern civilization of humanity as a message that if you are someone who delves into the macabre as myself, or just remains as your own individual, be proud and stand grounded in the affirmation of your convictions and beliefs, in spite or regardless of what anyone else says of you, thinks of you, or otherwise, and circulates that judgment towards you as narrowed as their minds truly are. And you should always stand proud to be who and what you are as a human being, as a person, as an individual. I personally myself, I express the deepest core of my artistic integrity through such values of art, of provoking the consciousness enough to, in everything that I do, or what we do, is all for the derived inspiration of thought-provoking, conscience awakening, inspiration to opening the mind of oneself. And as ancient old as centuries upon centuries of my spirit through incarnation and reincarnation itself, I've begun to unravel throughout the time and decadence of human nature to ultimately unravel, unveil, and unmask the masqueraded, hypnotizing psychological conditioning of the mind of the human being in itself. And I've traveled from birth to become who I am today for reasons that, as it were, or as it still is, considered of how many obstacles I had to overcome throughout the near-death encounters, throughout everything that is entwined in itself in a covalent bond, if you will, together, even if it pushes itself against an inertia, and at times it's just so unbalancing, it's just so demanding, if you will, if you understand what I'm talking about. So with this being said, I travel throughout vastness and infinite measures of cosmic energies, and beyond time, beyond space, beyond parallel universes, and beyond everything that I've ever thought that had existed. Through astral projection, shape-shifting, and to who I've become today, I stand proud, and I never will change myself for any mortal being in the entire universe, or for anything of the world. And simply to become who I am today, I stand proud forevermore, and would I never change myself for anything or anyone else. And this is all of everything that I encompass into the writings of my second book. And yesterday I had completed the book in itself, so soon enough you should find it in all due time, that should it unravel and manifest through the materialization of its completion. While it is completed now, however, ultimately, inevitably, nothing is impossible, as I've proven that through this book itself. And this book would have allowed the reader, as well as the world itself, to have a deeper understanding into my mind ultimately, and you would be able to travel much deeper as you glance and travel into my spiritual fire, into who I am and our devotions, my legacy, and everything that of what had developed me for who I am since birth until now. And with this book, I truly hope to have provoked a consciousness enough to have it allowed it to become awakened, And it is very much an intense book. It is very in-depth, it is very psychological, it's very emotional. And there's so many variations of factors that is all like delved into it and coexist together as one and the same. And my simple message is simple. Forevermore remain as your own individual, in spite of all the obstacles, of all the depression, of all the negative emotions, the darker desires, or of one or the other. And I myself, I'm not obviously everyone's cup of tea, and I have a vastness of a majority of people who resent me or have a disdain or disorder of a likeness or of a particular favor on my behalf, on my account. I hope that for those of you whomever is in regards to watching this video will have found a deeper enlightenment, a deeper core that manifests itself within and throughout the traveling as you journey with me throughout the counts of the book. And it's very much a non-fiction autobiography, and there's just so much that it was so draining. Of all the accounts, that is very much factual, it's very true, nothing has been fabricated on any count. And to have written a book to resurrect or to surface emotions of darkness and as well as the light itself, it's a very toxic combination. It's almost like an unbalanced chemical reaction ultimately at the end of the journey. And I've managed to find a peaceful resolution to where it coveils a bond together in itself. And I truly hope that you well, that didn't make sense. I truly hope that you enjoy reading it. And my message is clear to everyone. Remain as your own individual. Be proud for who and what you are. Your imperfection is perfection in accordance with my philosophy. And you find that sense of beauty, that light inside of yourselves, inside from within. And if you're watching this video, which hopefully people are, you truly are a beautiful soul, a spirit that is boundless in perfection. You have a soul that is worthy and deserving of so much light, of so much beauty, and that incarnation of beauty and that materialization of as it manifests and it becomes like marigold. It becomes like vapor mist that constantly travels throughout the vastness of our celestial galaxy, the infinite of space, as it travels throughout the limitless stars from inside of ourselves. We unlock gateways, and in hopes that's what I constantly trying to push forward into modern society, and being able to fundamentally push against the inertia of your mind, of your consciousness, so that you would be able to bring upon or take upon that torch and carry it with you throughout the eons and infinite vastness of time itself. And throughout the universe, you discover that the infinite worlds within yourselves. And everything that I create our videos for, it's all for a purposeful meaning of inspiration, of awakening and influencing the mind so much at a point where it becomes a natural part of who you are. You don't even have to try. You don't even have to awaken your mind. That awakening is derived in itself. And I thank you for, I might sound like a broken record, but I have to say it time to time. I thank you for everyone to watching our videos, to continuing to displaying your affection on our behalf, for our videos and what we do, and our aspiration, our visions and our goals, and for your positive support, and for continuing to delve into the knowledge of our videos. And myself, to being an individual, I never regret it until the very day of my last breath, until I'm buried beneath the core of the earth itself and the oceans, the vastness that continues to swallow me. In this consumption, I never will betray myself. I never will regret who I am as an individual. I never will change or alter myself, or the modifications to meeting the expectations or the perfect standards of what others might perceive as like normal, or the status quo of everything that is what they are. So as a society, or the modern human nature, human civilization, or a modern humanity, people have to just only accept me for who and what I am as a human being. And it's like what everyone says, if they cannot accept me for who I am, then they are better off without me. It's simple as that. And in everything I do, I always try to balance myself in the light, and try to, remain balanced and positive, and it's so very hard to do. So, be expecting the release and publication of my second book. I hope that every one of you are having a wonderful new year for 2017. It's been quite the obstacle so far, but you can always prevail and just rise above it, as always. So, today, attended a Tempe Public Library comic convention free event, and I absolutely loved it. So, signing off. Farewell, everyone.